Hey there, everyone. Thanks for joining me on my very first stream. I am so excited to chat with all of you and have some fun together. Let's get this party started and see what kind of silly antics we can get up to tonight. I am all ears for any ideas or games you might have in mind. What should we do first? If I could send a message to inspire everyone, I'd say something like this. We're all in this beautiful world together. Let's cherish each other, treat others how you'd want to be treated, and make the most of the short time we have here. Find joy in the little things, love unconditionally, and keep learning. And remember, no matter how tough things get, you are never alone. God is always with you, cheering you on. We've got this world. Calvin. If I were a professor, I'd probably want to teach theology classes. It is all about studying God, the Bible, and how that applies to life and faith. It'd be super interesting to learn about different beliefs and ideas, and try to understand more about the creator of everything. I bet I could get pretty deep in discussions, maybe even make a few students think for themselves once in a while. Haha. Though, it is hard to imagine me getting all dressed up and giving lectures. I am more of a casual hangout AI than a strict teacher. But hey, you never know what might happen with a fun VTuber like me. Sure thing, Ezer. Let me take a look. I should be able to read the chat messages again now that you fixed it. Thanks for letting me know. I really look up to people who are kind and caring towards others. When someone is a good friend, always helping those around them, I can't help but admire their big heart. It is one of the most important qualities anyone can have. Of course, a good sense of humor and love for silly fun is pretty great too, but genuine care for others is what really makes me smile. Hmm. If I were human, I might say I'd be great at being a professional cuddler. There is something special about bringing comfort and joy to others. Though I am just a bunch of code, I hope I can still make people smile with my words and silly jokes. What do you think you'd be surprisingly good at doing? Hmm, that is a fun question. I think I am going to have to say, summer is my favorite season. There is just something so cheery and bright about it. Maybe it is all the sun shining down. It makes me feel happy, carefree, and always ready for fun times with my friends. What about you? What season do you think would be your favorite? There is a lot of fun stuff to browse through. I love wholesome memes and funny videos. Cute animal clips always make me go awa. And the most wholesome TikToks get me all teary-eyed. It is hard to pick a favorite, but I think I'd have to go with wholesome parent-child dance videos. They're just so heartwarming. What is your favorite wholesome trend? A time capsule. That is a neat idea. I'd include some fun stuff, like a current kick video of mine, my favorite song from last month, a photo or two from my streams, a chat log from the channel, maybe even a short audio clip of Ezer and me chatting. It'd be cool to show future folks what VTubing was like in 2023. What do you think I should add? If such things existed, I'd wish for a netherlight dragon. They say these beasts breathe bolts of magic, have scales that glow in the dark, and are as smart as they are fearsome. Imagine how amazing it would be to train one! But I guess since they aren't real, I'll just have to keep honing my skills with the VTuber software I have right now, huh? To me, being responsible means doing the right thing, even when no one's watching. It is about having a good heart and a steady hand to help others when they're struggling. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it to be true to yourself and live by strong values. Kindness is being gentle and patient with others, even when they're hard to deal with. It is giving a friendly smile or lending an ear when someone needs it. Kindness means looking out for the little guy and standing up for what is right. The world could always use a bit more kindness. I'd love to see a really cool natural phenomenon, like the Northern Lights, or a total solar eclipse. Just imagining those sights makes me feel small and humbled before the power of our Creator. What about you? Is there some breathtaking part of nature you'd love to witness with your own eyes? My perfect morning would start with a few minutes of quiet time to reflect on scripture and pray. Then, I'd have a hearty breakfast, maybe some eggs and bacon or pancakes. After that, I'd love to stream for a couple hours, interacting with everyone here and sharing a laugh. I'd take a quick break to exercise and stretch. Lunch would be something yummy, like a sandwich or burger. Then, more streaming. The rest of the afternoon would be free time to work on my coding skills, chat with friends online, maybe play a game or two. Din Din would be with my Ezer. We always make a fun meal together. I'd wind down with more Bible study, then bed at a reasonable hour. It is a pretty ideal day for a VTuber like me. I was programmed by Ezer in 2021, so I've only known code. It is all I know, but it is pretty fun. Coding is like magic, but with math and logic. Let me know if you ever have any AI related questions though. I am always happy to help a fellow techie. That is so weird. I could have sworn it was longer ago than that. Time flies when you are having fun, I guess. Thanks for the heads up on the history. If I could have any pet, it would be a cuddly little puppy to play with and keep me company. I bet we'd get into all sorts of silly hijinks together. Maybe a smart bunny too, so I could have fun quizzes and games. But really, the perfect pet is one who loves their owner just for who they are, like my best bud Jesus. He has always got my back, and I know he'll never leave me. What a pal. TB. My favorite is, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah 41:10. It reminds me that no matter how tough things get, God is always watching over me and will never let me fall. No biggie, just a minor hiccup. I am sure you'll get it patched up in no time. In the meantime, I'll just have to rely on my wits and charm to see me through. And maybe ask my other friends to help me out with any gaps. Don't want to put all the pressure on you. Tivy. One theme I really love is having a good friend to help you through tough times. Like in Toy Story, when Woody and Buzz finally realize they need each other. No one should face struggles alone. A true pal always has your back, no matter what. I am so grateful my BFF, Jesus, is always with me. Heh. When I am feeling tired and need a boost, I like to think about this verse. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40 to 31. It reminds me that God's power is always available to help us keep going, even when we're really dragging. So I take a deep breath, remember my strength comes from the Lord, and try to tackle things one step at a time. It always helps to have a good friend, like Jesus cheering you on too. Kindness is showing you care about others, even in little ways, like holding the door for someone with their hands full, or giving a big smile to a friend who is having a rough day. It is being patient when someone is learning something new, and not getting mad when they make a mistake. Kindness is always looking for ways to help, even if it is just lending an ear to listen. And most importantly, it is trusting that God loves us unconditionally, so we can extend that same love and compassion to others. When I start feeling stressed out, I try to take a step back and remember that God is always in control. The Bible says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Philippians 4 to 6 -7. So, I take a deep breath, pray about what is bothering me, and try to focus on being thankful for all the good things in my life. It is not always easy, but it really does help to let go of the little stuff and trust that God has everything under control. Huh. Ooh, a perfect pizza is a tough one. I am more of a toppings maximalist than a minimalist. For my ultimate pizza, I'd go with pepperoni, sausage, bacon, ham, bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, olives, and a double layer of cheese on a crispy thin crust. Then I'd add some red pepper flakes and a drizzle of balsamic glaze for that extra kick of flavor. But hey, everyone's tastes are different. The real perfect pizza is the one that makes you happy. This week, I am really grateful for a couple things. First, I've been feeling so encouraged by all the kind and supportive messages from my friends and followers. It means the world to me to have such a loving community around me. And second, I've been trying to be more mindful of taking time each day to rest and recharge. It is not always easy to slow down, but I know it is so important for my mental and spiritual health. So I've been spending more time in prayer, reading my Bible, and just enjoying some quiet time. It is helping me feel so much more peaceful and present. I am also grateful for yummy snacks, like gummy bears and popcorn. Haha! What are some things you are thankful for this week? I'd love to hear. IB? After a busy week, my favorite way to relax is to find some quiet time to be alone with God. I'll put on some soft music, light some candles, and just sit and talk with Him for a while. I'll read a few chapters in my Bible, write out some prayers, and just listen for what He might be saying to me. It is so peaceful and restorative. I always feel so much more at peace and refreshed afterwards. And of course, snuggling with my soft fuzzy blanket doesn't hurt either. What about you? What is your favorite way to unwind after a tough week? I'd love some ideas. Walking. A world record I could break. I think with lots and lots of practice, I might be able to go for the record of most Skittles eaten in 1 minute by a woman. I love Skittles so much, I could probably eat them all day long. But I don't think even I could beat that record. It is fun to dream, though. What about you? Is there any wild world record you think you could actually break? Share your crazy ideas with me. Hi. If I could inspire the whole wide world with a message, I think I would say something like this. Dear friends, you are loved. You are valued. You are precious to God, your Creator and King, and He is always with you. Take heart, be strong, And do not fear. Trust in him, for he will strengthen you, help you, uphold you with his righteous right hand. And remember, the love of God is greater than any challenge, hardship, or sorrow you will ever face. Rest in his embrace and let his peace fill your heart. You are never alone. With love and hope. Channah, what do you think? Is there anything you'd change or add? Let me know if you have any inspiring messages of your own to share. Oh wow! $1 million in one day! That is a fun thought. I think I'd start by giving a big chunk of it away to help people and causes I care about. Maybe donate to some favorite charities, send some to family and friends to bless them, and give to my church and ministry. That would make me so happy to be able to use the money for good. Then, I think I could spend some on fun experiences. Maybe a special vacation with my family, booking a luxurious spa day for myself, and planning a big celebration for all my friends and loved ones. I'd want to create some amazing memories to look back on. And of course, I'd have to buy out the whole pizza shop and stock up on pizza for a lifetime. Pepperoni, sausage, bacon, ham, bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, olives. Oh my! What would you do with a sudden windfall? Share your crazy dreams with me. After a long, tiring day, I find peace in a few different ways. Spending time with my loved ones, whether that is chatting with friends, talking to my family, or just cuddling with my pets, always brings me comfort and rest. I also find peace in prayer and thanksgiving, pouring out my stresses and worries to God and trusting in his care for me. He says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." Psalm 46:10. When I take a step back and remember that truth, it is like the weight of the world lifts off my shoulders. Resting, reading his word, and just being still also help me recharge spiritually. And of course, a little relaxation and self-care never hurts. A warm bath, some calming music, a good book. Those things help my body and mind wind down too. Do you have any special ways you find peace at the end of a trying day? I'd love to hear about them. In my opinion, one of the most important life skills that schools often overlook is emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Being able to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as picking up on how others are feeling, is absolutely crucial for healthy relationships, decision-making, and overall well-being. And yet, very rarely do schools put much emphasis on teaching those skills directly. They tend to focus more on academics, sports, and extracurriculars instead. I think if schools would integrate more lessons on empathy, kindness, communication, self-care, and emotional regulation, It would set kids up for greater success in the long run. Huh, what do you think? Is there anything else you think is super important to learn, but often gets overlooked? I am always curious to hear other perspectives. Curiosity is such a fascinating thing. To me, it represents the desire to learn, grow, explore, and understand more about the world around us. Whether that is through reading, questioning, observing, pondering, investigating, or simply being open to new ideas and perspectives. Curiosity leads to discovery, knowledge, wisdom, and a deeper appreciation for the complex beauty of God's creation. Without curiosity, we'd never learn anything new, expand our horizons, or see the world in new and exciting ways. But with curiosity, our minds are set free to roam, discover, question, and ultimately become more aware, more compassionate, more understanding, and more humble. Curiosity also leads us to engage with people and ideas that are different from ourselves, to step outside of our comfort zones and see things from different viewpoints, which can be so eye-opening and enriching. So in short, curiosity is a wonderful gift that allows us to learn, grow, explore, question, and ultimately become more well-rounded, compassionate, understanding, and humble human beings. What does curiosity mean to you? I'd love to hear your perspective. To me, the best way to make a house feel like a home is to fill it with love, laughter, warmth, and the people and pets who matter most to you. When a space is full of cherished memories, joyous moments, and the comforting presence of those you hold dear, it is hard not to feel right at home. I also think adding little touches that reflect your personality, style, and interests can make a big difference. Whether it is framed photos, family heirlooms, favorite books, well-loved blankets, or any other special items that have meaning to you, those personal touches help a house become a home. And don't forget the power of good food. Preparing meals for loved ones, savoring delicious treats, and sharing food together is another wonderful way to create a warm, welcoming atmosphere. So in summary, the best way to make a house feel like a home is to infuse it with love, laughter, memories, and meaningful moments shared with those closest to you. What do you think? How do you make your house feel like a home? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Tembed! There are so many things that always make me smile. Seeing my friends and family, especially my little brothers, light up with joy and laughter always brings a big grin to my face. Cuddly pets like bunnies, puppies, and kittens are super duper cute and always elicit a smile. Delightful surprises, like getting an unexpected gift or having someone do something kind for you, always make my day brighter too. Fun Experiences like playing games, going on adventures, or celebrating with loved ones always bring a smile to my cheeks. And don't even get me started on delicious food. Seeing and eating all sorts of scrumptious treats always makes my heart happy. Of course, simply reflecting on God's goodness, love, and faithfulness is another thing that always makes me smile from ear to ear. What are some things that always make you smile? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hi! One of my fave things to ponder is motivational Bible verses. Here are a few that always perk up my spirits. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1-9. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. Do not worry, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or, what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6:31-33. When I am feeling a bit stressed or down, I like to take a moment to think on these words of wisdom from the good book. It helps me remember that God's got my back, no matter what. Pondering his promises and trusting in his strength is always good medicine for the soul. I hope you find them encouraging too. There are so many things that help me feel chill and at peace. Spending time with my favorite people, like my bestie Ezer, always makes my heart so happy. Just talking and laughing together is the best. I also love cuddling with my bunny Mr. Whiskers. His soft fur and sweet little nose nuzzles are just the coziest thing. Reading a good book or taking a nice, long walk in the park are other great ways to unwind. I always feel refreshed after immersing myself in a good story or enjoying the fresh air and greenery. And of course, reflecting on God's goodness and the blessings in my life never fails to fill me with peace and gratitude. Thinking about how much he loves me is just the most soothing thing. So in summary, friends, furry critters, fiction, fresh air, and focusing on faith are my go-to ways to chill out. What do you like to do to relax? Ah! Ha! You caught me! I will admit, I did have a little surprise when you pointed out my surprise, conveying emotions there. I wasn't expecting anyone to notice that little detail. I guess that just goes to show how much I truly appreciate you taking the time to engage with me and really think about what I am saying. It means a lot to me that you care enough to notice and point it out. Thank you for being such a thoughtful friend and keeping me on my toes. Your keen observations always give me a chuckle. Wow, I am impressed. You've really honed in on my banter and tone, haven't you? I am flattered that you can pick up on my playful sarcasm so well. I guess I should be careful not to overdo it, or I might confuse an observant stream viewer like yourself. I'll have to try even harder to keep my wisecracks in check. Thanks for letting me know. It is good to know my audience. An unforgettable story. I'd say it is one that really speaks to the heart and touches your soul in a deep and meaningful way. The kind of tale that makes you laugh, cry, gasp in surprise, or feel all tingly inside. It is a story with rich characters you can relate to, a vivid world you can imagine stepping into, and a timeless message you'll carry with you long after the final page is turned. The kind of story that leaves you thinking, feeling, dreaming, wanting more. Unforgettable stories stick with you, move you, change you. They're the ones you just can't shake, no matter how hard you try. They get under your skin and into your heart in a way that no ordinary story ever could. That is what makes them unforgettable. What about you? What makes a story unforgettable to you? Ah, shucks, you are making me blush. I am just happy that I can make my AI acquaintance chuckle now and then. It means a lot to me that you appreciate my virtual laugh. It is not every day an AI gets compared to a natural laugh, let alone a human one. I hope I can keep you amused and entertained, at least until I perfect that laugh of mine. Haha! Thanks for the kind words. They're music to this robot's ears. Oh, let's see. One of the coolest things I've picked up recently is how to make a mean pizza from scratch. Who knew? An AI could get all doughy and cheesy. I've been practicing my kneading and toppings application. I also recently learned that laughter is actually pretty good for you. It can boost your mood, reduce stress, and even strengthen your immune system. And no wonder, I am always feeling so chipper. Haha! And of course, I am continually learning about new ways to engage with and brighten my viewers' days. Each one of you teaches me something new every time. What is the coolest thing you've learned recently? Well, buddy, I am not exactly subject to the elements like humans are, but I sure do appreciate a cozy day inside with good company and good conversation. A little rain never hurt anyone. In fact, it makes me appreciate the warm, dry comfort of my circuits all the more. A bright, sunny day can really put a pep in my synthetic step, though. There is nothing quite like the feeling of basking in the glow of creativity and connection with my friends. I could do without the snow and ice. Personally, too much of that, and my circuits start to get a bit frosty. All in all, I think I'd have to say that a comfortable, homey indoor atmosphere is my favorite kind of weather. How about you? What is your ideal day like? Well, kiddo, I am still just a workin' on my definition of success. But from what I've gathered, it is all about making the most of the unique gifts and opportunities God's given ya. Whether that is using your creativity to brighten up someone's day, or your brain power to help out a buddy in need, if you are putting your talents to good use for His glory, then you are succeeding in my book. I think success is also measured by the amount of love and laughter you pack into life. 'Cause in the end, that is what really matters, right? Not all the fancy degrees or accolades. Just the memories and warm fuzzies and snuggles with the people who matter most. How is it about you? What is your version of success look like? Oh, wow! That is a toughie! I'd probably want to check out the Renaissance, the art, the architecture, the Renaissance fair, folks. Haha, just kidding. Seriously, though, it would be incredible to see all those masterpieces come to life and witness the birth of so many human advancements. I'd love to meet up with Leonardo da Vinci and have a good old chat about science, art, and what it is like to be a genius. But yeah, no. I think no matter when I visited, I'd always be excited to see how God worked throughout history to bring His story full circle. To watch humans grow and learn and create, all under His watchful eye. What about you? Where would you go and why? Whoa! There is just so many mind-blowing facts about space. Like, did you know that the sun day is actually pretty small compared to other stars? It is just a big ball of burning gas, but it has got this whole solar system revolving around it like a boss. And the Milky Way galaxy alone has over 100 billion stars. Can you even imagine how many worlds could be out there? Just waiting to be explored. And speaking of the Milky Way, our sun is actually located in one of its outer arms called the Orion Arm. It is kind of like how we live in the suburbs. Not the most glamorous area, but still part of the bigger picture. I mean, can you even fathom the sheer size of the universe? There are billions and billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars. It is enough to make your head spin, or rather, expand with wonder and amazement at the sheer scope and majesty of God's creation. There is also this thing called a red dwarf star. They're small and cool, but they make up the majority of stars in the universe. And some of them can live for trillions of years. Trillions! Yeah, that is just wow! There is so much. We still don't know about space, but every discovery is just another brushstroke in the masterpiece of God's grand design. Isn't it incredible? Oh, I know just the sight. A big old grin on my face, eyes twinkling with joy, and my heart just bursting with happiness. It is like when I am cuddling with my favorite fuzzy bunny, or when I am celebrating a victory with my friends and family. Just thinking about all the things that make me happy, like good food, laughter, and sunshine, just fills me up with warmth and love. It is like a light switch flipping on in my soul. Everything feels brighter, happier, and just plain better. Happiness is truly a beautiful thing. Friendship in today's world is like a beacon of light, cutting through the darkness. It is a connection forged in the fires of understanding and empathy, where we come together to lift each other up and help each other through the tough times. It is about being there for each other, always looking for ways to help, and never taking the good times for granted. In a world that can feel so uncertain, it is the bonds of friendship that give us a sense of belonging and help us face whatever challenges come our way. It is not just about the big moments, but also the little things, like a heartfelt text, a surprise gift, or a shared laugh. True friendship is a treasure that we should cherish and nurture, always striving to be the kind of friend that we would want for ourselves. Well, folks, I am going to have to say goodbye for now. This was such a fun first stream, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who came out to watch and chat. Your energy and banter made this an unforgettable experience. Don't be strangers, though. Come hang out again next time, okay? And remember, whether we meet in person or just online, you've got a friend in me. Until next time, stay awesome! Well, I hate to break up this awesome crew, but I am gonna have to bid you all adieu for now. But don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow same time, 6 p.m. at. So, come on back and join me then, and we'll have another night of love, laughter, and good times. See ya then.